Hey guys, this is William J. Partika, and I want to welcome you to my new YouTube channel, Fantastic Tales of Science Fiction. I'm wanting to use this YouTube video to promote the reading and the writing, and I guess present my reviews on short form science fiction. And by that I mean anything from science fiction short stories all the way up to novellas. I'm a big fan of old style science fiction. I still read a lot of the old magazines. I've got a collection of classical magazines like Astounding Science Fiction and Galaxy Science Fiction and Fantastic Story Magazine and so forth. But it's kind of hard to get all of them, and even the ones that I have, they're in very frail condition because they're so old. So I prefer to do my reading on my tablet here, and you can get PDFs, legal PDFs of all these old science fiction stories from places like I think it's called the Illuminous League, but another good place is the Internet Archive. But anywho, one of my favorite science fiction literary magazines of all time is Astounding Science Fiction, or as it was originally called, Astounding Stories. So here is an image of the very first Astounding from 1930, and in my next video I'm going to be reviewing this first issue of Astounding Stories of Super Science, as it was originally called. Now, this magazine, believe it or not, is still in print, and it's called let's see, Analog Science Fiction, and this is the latest issue of this. It used to be a monthly magazine when I was younger, but it has since moved on to a bi-monthly schedule. They say it's a double-sized issue. I don't really think it's twice as big as they used to be, but it's pretty close. But they changed the name from Astounding to Analog, I think back in around the year 1960, something like that. Yes, I still read Analog, and I also read, and it's put out by the same people, Asimov Science Fiction, named after, of course, the great science fiction writer Isaac Asimov. And I'm also a reader of Fantasy, the magazine of fantasy and science fiction. All of these are the latest issues. I'm going to try to get them all read. I got Christmas break coming up, so I'm going to try to make sure I read every one of these and do reviews on each issue here on the channel. Now, my primary interest is the old science fiction. The new science fiction, even in these magazines, for a guy like me, it's kind of hit and miss. I very much like the old style traditional science fiction. I guess I'd be what you call a traditional science fiction fan, and I don't consider myself to be a member of the fandom menace, so to speak, but I have been kind of frustrated in recent years with a lot of the science fiction scene. It seems like a great deal of science fiction today is, whether consciously or unconsciously, intended to kind of cram someone's politics or cram someone's social views down your throats. And for me, science fiction is all about escapism. I've got enough headaches in the world because of all the stuff going on with culture wars and politics and all this stuff, and sometimes you just want to get away from it all. Now, some other magazines I'm real excited about. I found out through a couple of YouTubers that I watch regularly that Galaxy Science Fiction and Worlds of If have been restarted, I think by the same company. So these came out, this one came out in August. This is Galaxy Science Fiction. This is the first issue of a relaunch. The original Galaxy, which I plan on reviewing a lot of stories and issues from the old Galaxy on this channel. That's some great science fiction writing. But a lot of that magazine came to an end, I think, in the early 80s, late 70s, and people have tried to revive it a couple of times, and those efforts have failed. This is the latest effort. This came out, like I said, in August. You can get it today. I got mine on Amazon, but you can go to their website. It's got Galaxy Science Fiction, and you should be able to order it from them as well. And they also have another science fiction magazine. This one was real famous, and I may go back and review some of the original issues of this. This is actually one I haven't read much of, talking about the old style science fiction, but Worlds of If. So I'm going to go back and I'll read some of those and do some reviews on that. But I'm also going to be reviewing this newly released reissue, not a reissue, rather a relaunch of the Worlds of If. So I'm real excited about that. I myself am an indie author. I've written some things under some pseudonyms, and I plan on writing some more. I would love to one day edit my own science fiction magazine, and I guess you could tell from the title of my my channel here, Fantastic Tales of Science Fiction. That's probably the name I'll go with, unless someone else has already taken it. Yeah, so that's what the channel is going to be about. We're going to be reviewing various different issues of science fiction magazines, both new and old. We'll also talk about the art of writing short-form science fiction. And once again, when I talk about short-form science fiction, I'm talking about anything from the short story all the way up to something, say, the size of a novella or a serial novel. I love serial novels. But anyway, that's just a quick introduction to my new channel. And real soon, I plan on coming to you with the first review. And it's going to be a review of Astounding Stories of Super Science, January 1930, first issue ever. And if I get done with it in time, I may do a double review and do the latest issue of the same magazine, new title, Analog, and kind of compare and contrast the stories in the different ones. And, you know, so far, and I haven't read the entire thing yet, it's, like I said, new science fiction is hit and miss. I'm liking some of it, I'm not liking some of it. So I'll tell you all about that in the next episode. So anyway, guys, William J. Partika here, and I will see you at our first review.